liberate the creative power of our... I need a descriptor, but it's imaginations. I need a descriptor word right here. Of our... I don't want to repeat living, although that would work. What are you guys looking at? You guys looking at the right thing? Okay. I almost want to drop the word divine in there. Liberate the creative power of our divinely inspired imaginations. That adds a tone to it. That might be the right thing. It might very well be. And liberate. See, I can't use liberate over there because this is. Transcendentally. Maybe we'll leave some of these as questions for now. And liberate the creative power of our divinely inspired imaginations so that we may collaborate with each other and the very cosmos itself in the collective act of remembering a future worth becoming. And manifesting the metamorphosis. Oh, my brain is exploding. In a good way. The metamorphosis. Kaboom! I think that is 99.9999% done, except for the questions about some of that wording. Alright, one last review, and then we'll check in with chat and TikTok roll call and wrap up this episode. Because that was 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 42 seconds worth of effort. And we're just getting started, folks. This was me kicking off this process. Every Wednesday, we're going to do multiple episodes of this. Today, this might be the one episode we do of this. But eventually, Wednesday will become just this. I mean, of course, unless I'm running behind on any particular game's objectives and whatnot. I think next we're going to mix it up and ease ourselves into something chill and groovy. I've been missing a lot of the MMOs that I, meant to get really into and then haven't. So, all right, one moment. But then again, who knows? I might get caught up and this might turn into an 8-hour stream. Who knows? I may take a break and come back and need to continue working on this. I don't know. I'm going to let the gods and goddesses and the muses drive me as they wish. Okay, final review of this. And this is a really important monologue. This is at the center of at least one of the major story arcs of And this might even be the way in which we get introduced to Mr. Zeppo. And the fact that we got two versions of this, I'm gonna play with that. Like, I'm not gonna disregard the ChatGPT version. I'm just gonna utilize it in an interesting and weird way. To review, I had a conversation with ChatGPT that summarized all the other previous conversations I'd ever had with it. And one of the most powerful sentences it created to recap what it understood to be my vision, it wrote the following. In order to evolve spiritually, socially, and intellectually, we must awaken the coded nature of our reality, rewrite the mythos that bind us, and collaborate in the collective act of remembering a future worth becoming. Remembering a future worth becoming will become its own philosophical essay. Put a pin on the corkboard. We're gonna at least visit what ChatGPT came up with when we prompted that, because we already did that. And then we serendipitously found this audio track, which is gonna be part of the process. I am moved by music. I wish I could also use pop music the way like a big movie director can be like, oh, you know what the perfect song for this is? Insert pop, go buy the rights. I don't have that ability yet. One day. In the meantime, DJ Z, which I technically have license to use. There's a couple of items that on that playlist that I need to find and eliminate because they don't pass muster. But it's just literally 2 or 3 of them out of an entire catalog of engineered literary fictional audio entertainment tracks designed by me, myself, and I and my imaginary cohort and collaborator, DJ Z. He doesn't speak, so the only place we collaborate is in this audio business. But we do everything together because he's a figment of my imagination. But I digress. So let's reread this a little bit. And for those of you who may or may not be just joining us now, this moment we're crafting is going to be eventually sort of represented as a fan fiction homage to Charlie Chaplin's final film, whose title I can't remember right now. But we also asked ChatGPT about it. We're going to go visit what he had to say about that. Or it. Or whatever. Maybe ChatGPT's a girl. Can I pick a different voice for ChatGPT? I would love to give it a lady voice. To poke around in that. Alright, let's find out. Dear... I'm also going to have to ask my audio desktop reader to be like, what does this sound like? But I'm not ready for that. Right now I'm doing it in my own theater performance rehearsal voice. Okay. Dear sisters and brothers in humanity, in order to heal ourselves, both spiritually, intellectually, and metaphysically, in order to evolve individually, collectively, and transcendentally, and thusly, transcend is no longer the right word, but neither is escape. And I'm not sure what to use instead. So we're gonna bracket that because it's sort of the wrong word, but it's sort of maybe not. And thusly, I don't want to use escape. What do I want to use instead? I don't want to ask ChatGPT about this. I want to figure this out myself. And thusly, we'll keep using the word transcendent until my brain goes, aha! Sorry, I gotta start over. Dear sisters and brothers in humanity, in order to heal ourselves both spiritually, intellectually, and metaphysically, Freudian slip that keeps happening, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to play with that. Either by just adding that extra, but I don't want to burden this with too much of my eccentricity. But then again, this is a core Zeppo monologue. I'm gonna start over. Dear sisters and brothers in humanity, in order to heal ourselves, both spiritually, intellectually, and metaphysically, in order to evolve individually, collectively. Oh, wait. I have it. Have it. Ooh. Zinger. This might be awesome. And now this is no longer a weird conflict. We can thus keep transcend where it is right there. It no longer becomes a redundancy that needs to be adjusted. And my little Freudian slip is what... Boom! I don't want to sound like I'm too impressed with myself, but you have to realize this has been decades, and I'm not kidding, decades of struggle, decades of writer's block, decades of knowing that I'm a collaborator that has no one to collaborate with except for the blank slate instance, which worked out, although no offense to my friends and enemies, because I made a couple enemies there, frenemies, that did the work. I needed them to be like professionals, and they weren't. They were raw, beautiful, enthusiastic amateurs that had zero training in what we were doing, like zero training in theater. Some of them were really talented musicians. In fact, most of them were. But they weren't theater. Well, they were musicians that were theater adjacent. I'm not trying to disparage, I'm just trying to describe. And also, I'm blah, blah, that whole episode is a meta episode in the book series. The play is a book itself. Like literally, I want to take the play and rewrite it as science fiction book narrative, literary narrative form. But then also write a book about the experience, a fictional version of the experience had in the development of that play. Clip that, Eclipse, because that's a whole thing that I need to come back to full circle later on in a minute. Well, that's another time. Dear sisters and brothers in humanity, in order to heal ourselves, both spiritually, intellectually, and metaphorically, in order to evolve, individually, collectively, and metaphysically, yes, it works, and thusly transcend the disastrous dystopian nightmare that we have generationally and those are bad. That we have incrementally and generationally created for ourselves as a species over the last millennia, we must first acknowledge and accept the conscious, coded nature of our living reality in order that we may mutually empower ourselves and each other to rewrite the mythos that binds us. The mythos that bind us. The mythos that binds us. It does sound like it binds us, but it might change the meaning of the plurality of it. In order to rewrite the mythos that binds us. Does it even us or not? And I don't want to get caught up on this detail, but ChatGPT didn't write it. Fuck that. I added the S, it sounds better to me in my head. That we may mutually empower ourselves and each other to rewrite the mythos that binds us, debunk and dispel the lies that oppress us, and liberate the creative power of our divinely inspired imaginations, so that we may collaborate with each other and the very cosmos itself in the collective act not concise. Where's conscious? I already used it.